Good morning, everyone. Once again, today is Sunday, the 24th, and this is your future #1 show, Hot Water with Meechi. And today we have a very, very, very special guest, a past lifer, my big cousin, known to us as Googie, known to many as Miss Mary McQueen, but known to her homegirls as Lady Keita Rock. She's also going to be joining us live today free. Once again, I must say she is free all the way from California. Let's give her a very special hot water welcome. If there's people here, I would like you to go ahead and give her a welcome. Put some hearts across the screen. Let her show her the love that you guys have for her. Today on Hot Water with Meechi, we will be speaking to past lifers, people that were in jail facing life, people that did 20 years in jail and were able to get out and go ahead and still be successful in their life and continue their life without any interruption. And that's the blessing from God right there. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is start to add more people in because I think we might have it figured out. We might just did it right this time. So let's get this on the road. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. I truly appreciate it. You guys mean the world to me. Hey, Sam. Giving out a couple shout outs. First people here, they get to say I send them a shout out or say hi or something to them, you know, because once I become famous, they might change the rules. So right now, while I'm still regular famous in my head, I will be giving out my own shout outs. So I am almost done inviting people. Sorry if I look crazy on here, guys. As I stated earlier, I overslept and I was pretty freaking tired. So I thought that I would get up in time to have an 8 o'clock show. I may have to move the show back to 9 o'clock because 8 o'clock you guys time, well, 9 o'clock our time is 10 you guys time, which makes it normal for everybody to be awake. But anyway, I'm almost done inviting people and we will get this show on the road. I believe that our special guest does know how to join in. And once we do that, we're going to go ahead and get hot water with the nitty gritty. So, just a second. I'm almost finished, guys. Oh, I can't wait until I master this stuff because it seems so hard when it's really not. Okay, there we go. Bam. I love you too, gorgeous. Okay, so I am back. We definitely have people invited. We have to wait for these numbers to go up, wait for my guest to come on. She should have it figured out in 1 second. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Thank you once again for watching and hanging up and watching again and hanging up and watching again and hanging up. It's going to be worth it in the end, guys. Trust me. I can promise you that it's going to be all worth it. It's well worth the wait. And we will be shortly getting right to it. I'm super excited, guys. Yes, I'm super excited. I cannot wait until our guests join. I just want to say thank you to everybody that is watching, everybody that is joining in. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for believing in me. And thank you for tuning into my show. Hey, you never know. I may be real famous one day, and y'all get to say y'all was the first persons to see it. Everybody starts somewhere. Just my luck. I have an internet platform to start on, so that's what I plan on doing, using this internet platform to either change people's lives, get down to the nitty gritty, and find out what's going on in the world. Plan on having serious topics, regular topics, deep topics that make you cry, topics that make you laugh, special giveaways at the end of certain shows. It just depends on if you're watching. You watch all the way to the end, you may be the person that win a free gift. I may just go down the list and pick a name, but for those of you not watching, you won't know that until you start watching the show more when I'm giving out secret details. Okay, so let's see. Hopefully this works. I'm going to place my questions over here. You guys see I'm so prepared. I'm ready. I got my questions. So these are all the questions we're going to ask our special guest. Also questions on the back. Please excuse my writing. I do not like to write as much. I can talk better than I can write. But I wanted to have this very professional. I wanted it to actually look like a show. So there we go. There we go. There we go. And for the people that are tuned in, once again, thank you. I'm sorry that I'm rambling and repeating myself. I'm actually just waiting on my guest. It seems like everyone that I have as a guest, I think the devil's trying to get me. Everybody that I have as a guest cannot join on. But everybody that's not my guest is saying, bring you guys on my live, bring y'all on my live. And I don't think that's what's supposed to be happening here. So, anyway, once again, today we will be speaking to lifers, people behind bars. If this does not work, I'm going to have to go ahead and do a recorded interview because this is an interview that I really want to do, as well as yesterday. Those two interviews I think would have broke the internet with my my interviewers, just because they were so real and so honest, and they were being very upfront with how they feel. I definitely think it would have broke the internet. So hopefully we can get this figured out, because apparently I'm not doing something right. And all I'm trying to do is bring people on and ask them questions. But maybe I shouldn't have said my show and then it would work. But anyway, there we go. It's kind of hot in here. Yeah, guys, I really don't know how to fix this, how to make it work. I keep requesting to have them in the live, and it's not popping up on theirs or mine. Or if they are joining in, I don't see anything. They need to invent something other than Facebook, something where you could just bring guests on, and that's that. Is your guest coming on or nah? Super simple. Yeah, see, it says all you guys are invited, but I can't see everyone. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, unless you selected. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. So, I don't know. I'm going to just have to record it because it's still not working, and it's so irritating to my head. I don't know how to work this damn Facebook shit to record a fucking show. There's one show, one interview. This is episode 2, guys. Yesterday's episode was domestic violence, and we had a special guest, and we couldn't get her to log on yesterday either. Today's episode is lifers, prisoners, people behind bars, people after bars. That's today's episode. Tomorrow's episode will also be something great. I'm not going to give it away today. You just have to tune in tomorrow to see what tomorrow's episode and see what special guests I'm bringing on tomorrow. I don't know if it's sending it to you guys slow. I don't know what, but I do know that you guys, I'm not seeing a lot of people on here, and I'm not seeing my interviewer, and they know they're getting interviewed, so I don't understand if it's not sending it to them or what. I tried, guys. I tried. So what I technically think I'm going to have to do is, for those of you guys that follow me, I also have a podcast. I posted my podcast up yesterday, so you can go ahead and go on there and like it, favorite it, or whatever you call it. Go ahead and add me on there. So what I think I'm going to have to do is just record this interview on the podcast. I kind of feel like crying right now, guys, because this is beginning to be a bit much for my second episode, and I can't bring my guest on. I don't understand why it's showing me all you guys to bring on, but not my guests for the second day in a row. I don't have a problem with bringing you guys on. That's not the problem. I don't mind. If you guys been to prison and you want to come on and talk, then write it on here, and I'll go ahead and bring you on the live. But if you ain't been to prison and you ain't facing life, then wait to the next episode to where you fit in that category. I'm just saying. So yes, guys, I really don't know. I'm about to cry. Why can't my show go right? This is ridiculous. Oh my God. All right. You know what? Yeah, see, and these aren't the people that I requested to be on the show. I'm glad all you guys are watching. That's not it. I need the guests to come on so we can knock these questions out. Knock these questions out. These questions out. I think I'm getting delusional, guys, because I don't understand why this shit ain't working. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You're right. I'm not going to give up. I just feel like crying because I don't understand how everybody else can go on live and then bring people on. And it's simple. It's just like they click a button and then people on. And with me, I'm trying to do a show about everyday stuff, reality stuff that us as young men and women want to hear in the world. And I can't even do that. Like, this is the second day. Yesterday's topic was domestic violence. I had a guest. We couldn't get it on. It was like not sending her the link. Today, my guest isn't receiving the link either. So, you know, hopefully it goes right. Oh, okay. My guest just wrote and said that she's trying. Hold on, let me see. Sorry, guys. There we go. I see my guests on here. I see my yesterday's guest and my today's guest. Hello, mommy. Hi, cousin. Okay, guys. So let's start this all over. So good morning, world. Today is Sunday the 24th, and this is your future #1 show, Hot Water with Meechi. Today we have a very, very, very special guest, a past lifer, my big cousin, known to me as Googie, known to many as Mary McQueen, known to her homegirls from her hood, Lady Keita Rock. And she'll be joining us live today and free. Once again, free and live, all the way from California. And let's give her a very special hot water welcome. Send some hearts across the board so I could bring her on, y'all. Please send some hearts. Let's get this show started. I'm excited. We got our guest now. Yes, honey. Yes. Okay, let's do this. Who, guys? Hot water with me.
Hello.
Yes. There we go. Hi, cousin. Today. Is it freezing, guys? No. This is how it freeze. Uh-oh. Hello, cousin. I think you got to move the phone around. Okay, hold on. There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, but I don't know why it just you're coming in and out a little bit. But let's try. Keep going.
Okay, let's try this. Well, welcome to my show, Hot Water with Meechi. This is my very special guest.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate having you. As my understanding, this is actually your first interview since you've been out of jail. Am I correct? Yes? Did you hear me, cousin? Hello?
We're having a little technical difficulties. Yes,
Hey, yes, Lee. All
I hear
right.
you now, but you had went out a
Okay.
little while ago.
I'm sorry. So I was saying, is this your first interview since you've been out of prison, or have you done any other interviews?
Um, well, interview like this, I would have to say this would be my first. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I am very honored to have you on the show. This is our first season, episode 2. You are a second guest on here, and I really appreciate it. I'm glad that you took time out of your day to come and answer a couple questions that myself and audience have for you. So if you don't mind, I would like you to give us a little insight on like how much time you did, kind of give the audience some type of news feed on what ended you in prison, and how much time you did. And after you do that, I'll go ahead and ask you some questions. But go ahead and introduce yourself to the world.
Okay. Well, my name is Mary McQueen, formerly Mary Farrar, and as you said before, known as Miss Key to Rock. As far as how much time I did, 13 and a half years in prison. Prior to that, about 2 years fighting my case in the county jail. And what was the other question, Meechi?
Oh no, I was just saying basically to just tell us how long you did in prison, and then I was gonna start asking the questions. So you did 13 years, you said.
Yes.
Okay, so before that 13 years, what was your life like growing up? Oh, did we freeze again? Sorry guys, we're having technical difficulties. Okay, she's back. Uh-oh.
You asked me.
Huh?
Oh.
I'm breaking up. Okay, can you hear me now? Uh-oh, guys. I'm sorry, but thank you for joining. Hello? Can you hear me, cousin? There you go. Okay.
Okay.
So my question to you, sorry about that. We're having technical difficulties. Just stay on with us, audience, and we'll get to all the good stuff because this is Hot Water with Meechi, and we have a very special guest, Miss Mary, aka Key Rock, and my cousin Googie. For those of you guys who just joined in, and we're gonna get started with the questions. And before the question, she stated that she had spent about 13 years in prison. For those of you guys that missed out, and she also did about 2 years fighting her case in the county jail. So my first question to you was, what was your life like growing up? Before prison and all that.
Okay. um. Hmm. Well, I was. Are you there? Can you hear me now? Still connected,
Ma'am,
right?
we can hear you.
Um. Let's see. My life growing up. Well, I don't know if I'm prepared to talk. I won't go into too much detail because later I'll be um, sharing that um, in a book, you know, and
Ooh, we got a
and
book
giving my
coming
own
out. That's
testimony to the
amazing.
world.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and
Don't give us all
what
the
I
answers.
will
We'll buy your
say,
book.
I will say, I had a bittersweet childhood. I have a lot of good memories growing up. However,
Hmm.
things that happened to me in my childhood, okay, led me um, to make the decisions I think I made growing up.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
because I grew up with a lot of anger, started gang
Hmm.
banging at a young age, didn't care if I
Okay.
lived or died, committing crime. I was like a time bomb. As a teenager, I loved to fight, you know,
Okay.
loved to fight. And so that was my biggest struggle, probably when I did go to prison, was learning to keep my
Hmm.
hands to myself, especially being a lifer if I ever wanted to come home. And
Yeah.
there you're around, you know, some very good people, but some, the worst of the worst. And
Yeah.
people want to try you, and you got to put hands on them. And so, but I had to learn, you know, a lot of us we raised the wrong way. We're raised with, teaching our children. Of course, you don't let anybody bully you, but you know,
Exactly.
we're raised to fight. Fight, fight, fight. Go back to school, beat that girl. But that's the wrong way. It's really the
Yeah,
wrong way, you know. And some people might dispute this, but you grow up, you know, with that frame of fighting and fighting and fighting. You know, people
exactly.
call the police on you. They ain't gonna have that. Women ain't fighting. They gonna, you crazy? I'm calling the police. You know,
Exactly.
and not only that, you raise the kids with a lot of anger and feeling that that's the way to solve everything. But that's a whole nother story. But come in between that. So that's what pretty much led me to prison. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Um, my next question to you is, so you said that you joined a gang pretty young. Um, what ended up being the final straw that got you placed in prison facing life?
Final straw. Um, more say peer pressure. I would say peer pressure is a factor. Um, uh, I say that because a lot of times we're loyal. We're loyal to the wrong ones
Mhm.
instead of being loyal to ourselves. You know, some have happened. I went out of town, long story short, with my homegirl, best friend, and police robbed us. We were in Denver. Took a lot of drugs and whatever. Police
Mhm.
robbed us and told us we had 24 hours to get back to California, that they knew what we was out there doing. So we go back with this high bill to pay to people that want to
Yeah.
be paid. They don't care who you are. They're coming after
Yeah.
you. And backs against the walls with, you know, how we going to get this money. And
Mhm.
so, you know, someone feeling that I may have had the contact or opportunity and kind of putting the pressure on me, let's do this. Um,
Mhm.
and me not being a woman enough at that time to say, no, not that one, let's do something else. Or,
Uh-oh, it keeps freezing. Uh-oh. Bear with this audience.
going into prison with life sentences, peer pressure. What
Mhm.
you were going to say?
Yeah, peer pressure is another thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Okay, so my next question to you was, were you scared at sentencing when that judge turned around and was like, "Hey, it's about to be life. You got to do life," or what did the judge tell you? Did he say you had to do life, or did he say you got to do 15 to life? Like how my dad, he's
Oh,
doing
you
double
for it.
life, and then they was like, you got to do 25 with an L and then 25 with another L. What was that moment like? Like,
Um, it wasn't scare or fear because I always
okay,
knew. I was on the
yeah,
run for about 7.5 years. I had left the state, and I knew what I was facing for my penal code, okay,
yeah,
209. And so I knew it was a life sentence. And my mother, rest in peace, I had told her that I was on the run for something, and I didn't go in detail or tell her,
yeah,
you know, who was involved, but that mama, you know, I go this time because I was in and out of, I was, I did 4.5 years YA, in and out of juvenile hall. You know, that was my life when I was young,
hmm,
game banging
yeah,
and hustling, and so um, I wasn't scared. I knew what I was facing
hmm.
and knew what they were going to give me. So I went into the courtroom with a big old afro
You was ready.
like this. And
Hmm.
I did. And but I was hurt in my heart. I was hurt knowing I would have to leave my children. My daughter, who was
That was gonna be
5
my
at the
next
time,
question.
and my oldest, who was only 10. Um,
Okay.
and I had been, you know, my um, my youngest one wasn't even thought about when I did my crime, and to have them
Yeah.
come back years later. So I thank God because I wouldn't have had another one in those time with my children before, you know, my
Exactly.
incarceration. But back to the question, no, it wasn't fear, um, a lot of grief. And I just want to add this too, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
relief. People won't believe this or might find it a little difficult to believe unless they were ever in my shoes. But for those years I was on the run and sitting in that courtroom, I did not feel right with myself because I knew that I had to pay for my crime.
Yes.
I I knew, okay, that that it was wrong what I did, and I had to pay for my crime. And I just my soul wouldn't really rest until I did. And but I used to look at my children and sometimes cry, and they'd be, "Mommy, why are you crying?"
Mm,
Because I would look at them knowing that one time, oh, excuse me, there. Hey. I would look at them, hi, Greg, knowing one day I would have to go, um, you know, and face that. So yeah, fear, no. Um, regret at the time, yes. Knowing I
okay.
would be leaving my children, yes, indeed.
Okay. Which leads
Mm-hmm.
to my next question. You said you had two children. Did that make it? Because I've been to jail as well. I've never been to prison. Thank God I didn't make it to prison. But in jail, I heard that prison was when you in the county prison is where you want to go. You want to get out the county. If you got to do some time, they made it seem like you want to go to prison because to us they made it seem like that's where everything is. You facing time. You know how long you in there. You're not waiting for court dates. It is what it is. But my question to you is, when you did get sentenced and you finally went back there, because mine didn't hit me until the doors closed and I knew I couldn't touch my kids no more. Like even talking about it make me want to cry. But when them
Mm-hmm.
doors closed and I knew I couldn't get to my babies no matter what, that killed my head. So my question to you is, how were you able to cope with that doing 13 years away from your children, um, being strong? Because in my eyes, you're a strong woman. Because I would have broke down. Like I even talking about it now make me want to cry for you. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be the host and holding it together. But how are you able as a woman to deal with that?
Okay. First of all, it wasn't how were you able as a woman doing 13 years. It's really how were you able as a woman doing a life, because I didn't know
Yeah,
nothing about the 13 years. That makes a big difference, okay? Um,
exactly.
people that people that sentenced with a date, you know, they know when they're going home. I know you
Mm-hmm.
probably don't even, but I have to talk about this. So um, when you don't know when you have a date, you wake up every day not knowing when you'll go or if you'll ever go. Okay, it's a very big difference. Okay, um,
Yes.
knowing that and having my children raised, how I coped, the
Yes.
women in prison, and by
Okay.
first and foremost, God,
Amen.
by God's good
Amen. Oh,
grace.
this is a Christian right here. Amen. Hallelujah. Won't he do it? He'll get you
He
through
was
anything.
always there for me. He's always there. He's always there for us. And
Yes, ma'am.
we don't think he is, but it's our journey, you know.
Yeah.
And he's there saying, for real, everybody, you're gonna mind somebody. You're gonna get it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I believe, although um, I'm against a lot of things that CDC is doing and how they handling the inmates right now, I
Mm-hmm.
have to say it was the best thing that happened to me, okay, and
Exactly.
for a lot of us, because I learned I had to mind somebody. I learned to
Yeah.
keep my hands to myself, pick and choose your battles. There's a time and place for everything. But most importantly, I grew up. I grew up as a woman. I started
Mm-hmm.
facilitating. I said, if I'm going to do this time, I'm going to make the best of it. I went to college. Young girls
Exactly.
come in my room. I told them, you're going to be in here. You're going to go to school. You're not going to
Yeah.
stand here laying up all day. Go to school, get that GED. I started teaching GED classes. And it felt good to have the young girls go home and send me pictures, let me know that they're doing good, that they got a job, and but our facilitating alternatives to violence. I used to be the most violent person in the neighborhood. I didn't hang around the homegirls. I hung around the homeboys, you know. And I was just one of those that just, like I said, loved to fight. And
Mm-hmm.
being there taught me I knew if I ever wanted to get home,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to keep my hands to myself. I would have to learn the truth. They look for a reason to deny parole. So you're not to give them one reason, okay, which is a write up.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a fight, you get a
Mm-hmm.
write up.
Mm-hmm.
You go to school, you get a, uh-oh, now my lips aren't moving with my voice, but I'm going to keep doing this interview.
It's okay. Long as we can hear you, they'll fix the face later. Okay.
So,
So, um,
but at least I found out. Look, wait a minute. Let me say this. I found out what it is, Meechi. It just asked me something if I
uh-huh.
wanted to continue with the video and if I wanted to continue on Wi-Fi or not. I hit the Wi-Fi, but I guess I wasn't on Wi-Fi before I was on. You know,
Yeah,
I
that's what I was gonna say that because I was gonna say when you're not on Wi-Fi, then it's choppy. But if you have Wi-Fi in your house, you have to be on it, regardless if you want to or not, because it'll knock your service down and it'll be all messed up. So I'm glad you got on Wi-Fi.
yeah. Okay. So and you're still talking in my ear, so I just got to take a couple minutes because it's
Oh, yours
coming
is still
late
talking.
now. Yes. Okay, but it's okay. Let's get through this interview. So,
Okay. So I'm sorry. Um, okay, so we got the write-ups. I have another question. Um, So a lot of people want to know when you were in jail. I just have two more like personal questions, then I'll ask you the questions about jail. So when you were in there, did you ever feel alone, or did you feel like you know like how do I say it? When I was in there, I felt alone. Even though I have friends, I had a lot of friends because everywhere I go, I make friends. But I still felt alone at the end of the night. Like I felt like incomplete, like this was not my life, like I'm not supposed to be here. And as you stated, waking up without a date to go home is the worst thing ever. So when I first went in and did like the little 2 months, I didn't have a date. It was just keep going to court and keep going to court. And then my mom and them would be asking me like, why am I crying? And I kept saying, because everybody got a date. And she's like, well, don't worry, you're gonna go. But to not have a date is the worst thing in there. So I totally agree with you. Waking up not having a date, that'll make you want to snap. And me as well as you having anger issues, anything can make me snap. I don't have a date, so oh well, we finna get it cracking today, basically. But when I
and
got
that's
a
what a
date,
lot
I
of
felt
young girls
unbeaten.
do. That's the mentality a lot
Exactly.
of young girls do, and they start their time off that like that. A lot of fighting, and that's why it's so much in the prison. But after a while, they get tired,
Yeah.
and want to go home. They know it's more to life than prison, and
Exactly.
hopefully it's not too late,
Yeah.
because You don't want to go before board again with all those write-ups and all the, all the violence.
Yeah, you don't.
Um, Taking things to board that's a nexus to your offense, meaning something that's related to your offense. You'll never go home. They'll say come back in 5 or maybe 10 years. So, but I want to go back to quickly before this because it ties in being away from my kids.
Yes, ma'am.
And feeling alone.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, when I first got arrested and I was in that county jail, I had physical withdrawals from my children. I don't want to start crying on this interview.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, cousin.
I do not wish that on no young women, especially knowing that you're going to go through a lot of time and you're not going to be there to raise your kids.
Yeah.
And having my baby, my youngest one day, Prisha, slept with me every night. She had her own room, but as soon as that light go out or Jessica falls asleep or something, every night she would, Mommy.
She just like her cousin then.
And she's just like her son, my grandson,
He do the
just
same
like
thing.
her. Yes. But she come jump in bed with me, girl, every single night. And but not only that, when you like go home, acting out, screaming, calling people out their name. My oldest, her teacher would tell me she'd break down in school crying, Jessica. And so these are things that are not just temporary, there are things lifelong that us women have to deal with because
Yes.
I believe some of the issues they may have today stems from childhood, abandonment issues, anger, stems from mama being gone.
Yeah.
And although my brother Mario, I love him to death. My brother, my hero, took care of me, made sure I had everything all the years I was gone. And he raised my children, gave them the best of everything. And but those are things that that I would take to my grave.
Yeah.
But I forgive myself. And I love me today. Those things I can't redo. This is real talk. But that's why it's very important. I reach out to young people and go into juvenile halls and coach young girls. So important the choices we make today. So important the people we choose to associate with.
Yes.
So important, really, first and foremost, how you feel about yourself, so that you won't make those mistakes, so that you will be strong enough. Like I'm not, So so that you would love yourself enough and know I deserve a better life. I'm not doing this dumb stuff. Or I'm not, money ain't everything. Money
It's
ain't
not.
everything. Money is the root to all evil. Yes, we all love to have things, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's the extent to what you will do to get money.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and so and when you're really grown up, you'll learn that what goes around comes around. Everything you put out gonna come back. And if it don't come back on you, it might come back on your kids.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so if take your time. You step in your purpose, what God gave you to do, and success will follow. You don't have to go
Yeah.
chase a dollar, and that's what I truly believe. Now, as far as the loneliness, I went through the withdrawals. As far as the loneliness in prison, I'm gonna tell you, it's why I love the women today and call them my family, because they are the ones that helped me get through.
Okay.
I had play moms in there,
Me too.
and I felt like
You
they
get a
say,
straight
"Come
family
on,"
when you go in there.
you are. Everybody needs somebody. For me, We cooked together on holidays. If it was their child's birthday, we celebrated together.
Yep.
You know,
They did
my
that for my
child's
daughter's
birthday.
birthday. Yep.
Yes. Not that
They
it's a
came with
place
a
to
honey
go.
bun with Snickers and cookies and all type of shit on there. I was
Oh, those
like,
are the
what?
best cakes. Those are the
I
best.
didn't know
The
that until
honey
I got
bun
there.
cake, melting the Hershey and the oh, they the best.
Everything's on there. Oh, I know the tricks, girl. I know the tricks,
Yes.
cousin.
And, and this is what I want to say. I don't want to glorify prison. I don't want to
Yeah,
make it
no,
seem
definitely
like,
not.
you
Not at
know,
all.
but you make the best out of every situation. And
Exactly.
you
And I love that
want
message.
your love, you want that you with. Uh,
Exactly.
or she life, she's LWAP, life without just got commuted. She'll be coming home soon. And
Exactly.
others that are LWAP puppets, Sonia Key, we're working on getting her home. Um, and we just, you know, they will always be my family, my sisters to the day I die. Love them.
Yeah.
So if anything came
You
good out
spent
of
a
prison,
large bit of your life with them.
yes, yes, it would be them, my prison family, and um,
Exactly.
and me growing into the woman I became today. Mm-hmm.
And you are such an amazing woman, cousin. I'm so proud of you. If I never knew you went to
Aw.
prison and I met you
Mm-hmm.
now, I still wouldn't know because you are phenomenal. And I just want to commend you on doing that. Most people get out and don't do nothing. They just like, I just want to be free. You got out and you making a difference. And we will get to
Yes.
that more towards the end. I don't want to give away too much. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, so now we're going to ask the jail questions.
Uh-oh,
When
hot water.
Not the hot water question. We're gonna say the hot water questions for the end.
Okay,
But the
okay.
jail questions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to word this. I just want to state that I do not have any problems with any transgenders, any LGBT community. This is just a question that I have regarding them. So I heard that they were going to start placing transgender men in the prison with the women, but like in the same prison, not men in the men's side. Even if they dress like girls, they got to come to our side. Is
They've
that
been,
something that you dealt with?
I don't know where you got that information. They've been in our prison. There's no
Oh,
separation.
see,
They
we
live
don't know
with
that
us.
in the world.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot you don't know in the world. But
Yeah.
yeah, uh, if you want to know, read my book that's coming out. No, but I'm gonna tell you, they've been in the women's prison. Um, some just as beautiful, carry themselves feminine. You would never
Hmm.
even know. You know, you would never even know the difference. Soft voice, I mean, and bad body, boobs.
Dangin', yeah.
You would
They
never,
pay a
you
lot.
would, and hair beautiful, long, natural. Okay, looking like weeds
Yeah.
in prison. You would never know. And but because they've had the sex change, they've come over to the women's prison. Now, you know, we had issues with that, and there's still issues going on
Hmm.
because they were not born a man. So when it comes to physical altercations, you know, and women
Yes. Next
getting their
question.
jaws broke,
Hmm.
you know, CDC, what are you doing about that? You know, and so we've had situations like that when I was in prison,
Hmm.
and this person couldn't be in a men's prison because he was getting raped, so they put him in our prison, CCWS, Chowchilla, and this was on the news. It was big news, you know,
Hmm.
and at his first trip, he broke someone's jaw on 8 yards, and he ended up coming over the wall. Over the wall means in general population with the women,
Okay.
and um, he got rampacked, which means well he went in a room
Hmm.
and that door opened and a lot of women went in there after him, and they jumped on this person.
Oh, they packed them out.
So and started a lawsuit against the state because it happened for not protecting him. However, he did a lawsuit to get there, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know whatever happened with that legally. Things that happen and are still happening in the prisons. I have people writing home talking about more and more transgenders are there, and because they're kind of bumping heads, the transgenders are bragging about their homeboys are coming or on the way, and they're gonna run the whole prison, you know. And don't get me wrong, I love transgenders.
I was gonna say I do too. I
I
love all of them.
yeah, some of my mom's best friends. They're beautiful people. You know, all God's people are beautiful people, and
Yes,
made
they
in
are.
His image, and
Exactly.
that's what I believe. And
Yep.
but this is what's going on, you know, in the prison, which is a whole other world in itself that
Yeah.
people don't know that what goes on, and we have to be really in there. We don't have the police to protect us, you know.
Not at all.
Um, we protect ourselves, and so
Exactly.
and it's just like out here, it's just another world. So you have to watch your steps, watch your back, watch who you associate. Just you know, you just gotta, you know, live your best life and make the
Exactly.
best choices. So yeah, prison's not
Okay.
going to rehabilitate you. Basically, you got to rehabilitate yourself.
Yourself. And I love that. Can you go ahead and repeat that for our audience out there that didn't hear you? That was such a beautiful thing that you said right now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. The floor is
Prison,
yours.
prison will not rehabilitate you. You must rehabilitate yourself.
Amen. And
Mm-hmm.
audience, I hope you guys are listening to my special guest today because she was there and now she's here and she's giving you guys some great insight on life behind bars. Actually, I just have a couple more questions and then your interview will be done. If there's anything else you'd like to say at the end, I'll give you the floor and you'll be able to talk. And once again, I really appreciate you for coming on the show and letting me be your first interview after facing life. This is amazing. This is like you're like a celebrity and don't even know it. Okay, so my next question, my next question to you was going to be, um, what imprint do you feel you left behind for other inmates to learn from you?
Oh, I wish you could ask them that.
I
Um,
know I'm gonna be famous and get behind bars and talk to them too. Don't worry, be there one day. I'm gonna be famous.
oh, you don't want to go there. No, but
No, no,
they're
no.
coming home, and they are a lot are actually home. And to tell you,
Good.
I'm gonna set you up for future interviews with some of my friends.
Please
Okay,
do. Please refer them.
so
Good
but
interview.
um, I would think that they would say that
Uh-oh, it's freezing.
uh, and assign women to those groups, especially alternative to violence. And then I made a alternative to I made an alternative to violence group that instead of uh, monthly or bi-monthly workshop where we would have it in the visiting room, I made a
Mm-hmm.
uh, alternative to violence that could be ran on every yard and even in the units, um, and did the bylaws and stuff and had it approved by Sacramento and still being ran in the prisons today. But my point is, a lot of the people, a lot of the young girls um, that probably started getting in trouble and had a lot of anger issues and doing the fighting, I would be the one to pull them aside and say,
Hmm.
you know, I'm putting you on the top of the list for alternative to violence. And you better come when you get that ducat.
Exactly.
That's what I would tell them. You better come when you get that ducat. And
Exactly.
so, and they would get there, and actually,
Yep.
it's fun. It's showing them ways
Yeah.
to to communicate and showing them that they all have so much in common, and that there are other ways to handle violence. You know, there are alternative ways, um, and finding common ground, teach them to find common ground and have respect for each other. You know,
Yeah.
but they would leave after the workshop.
Exactly.
They would be so. Um, they would leave first of all being friends with people that they used to see in the yard and probably mad dog didn't talk to just because of where they were from or didn't know them or thought they were stuck up and all this
Exactly.
stuff that the devil tells us. But and see they wow, they're good people, wow. And you know, and end up being friends and stuff. And so this is what I want to continue to do, especially in the juvenile facility, any life period. California, when I lived in Washington, it's so different than from
Hmm.
California. People here are so mean by nature. By nature,
Yeah.
they walk in and they don't speak. You know, it's like everybody having a bad day. Like wow,
Yeah.
but you go to other places, Meechi, and you see how people are friendly. It's like you can tell you somewhere else. You know, hey, good
Yeah.
morning, nice, beautiful day.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
everywhere you go, and so it's the environment. It's the environment
Hmm.
that people are raised in, and they tend to carry that mentality. And it's not the way to be. It's I have to. This is what I teach women when I go into like the juvenile halls or when I'm
Yeah.
doing life coaching. I tell them, especially when they walk in mean mug, and I'm gonna give you a description. I'm gonna give you an example, girl, because juvenile hall is the best. Girl, they walk in with the French
Man.
French braids going back when I
Yeah.
was young. They walk
Yeah.
in looking hard, you know, like what she gonna talk about, but right. But
Yeah.
they gotta have
Exactly.
that. They gotta have that for everybody
That
else. So
face.
I have to have them put them in a circle. And then the first ones that got that mean mug on their face, I walk up to them and say, "That why are you looking
That
like
look
that?"
off your
I
face.
cuss, yeah, get that look off your face like they my child. They look like, no, she
Yeah.
didn't. I be, yes, I
What's
did.
going on?
And then, but I like, don't have to.
Yes. Hold
And they say yes. I say, well, why y'all do it? For real, for what? She bleeds just like you. She cries just like you. Why y'all mean mugging, trying to have these? For what? I say, don't it feel when you're getting along, you know, and talking about things you have in common and stuff? They say, yeah. Then why can't y'all
Yeah.
do that? Why can't y'all do that? Y'all, it's bad enough you in jail, away from your families and
Exactly.
stuff, missing your mamas and stuff. Stop acting hard, you know. This is always going to be somebody that's harder.
It
Trust.
is. It is.
But my
Some people
point
got to learn
is,
that the hard way.
yeah, you ain't got to do all that. You know, we are queens. You know, just
Exactly.
live your best. You know, be
Live your
happy.
best life. That's right,
Live your
cousin.
best life. Be happy. Forget the dumb stuff. You know, and so know your self worth. You don't have to wake up being mad, being angry. And I understand they don't come from the best homes. I understand that, you know. But that's why I'm going to be their mom. I'm going to be their mamas. I'm going to have transitional homes. They can come to me. I'll teach them their worth, you know. And I'm going all on it. But
It's
that's
okay.
just the example, you know, what I'm trying to say is,
Yeah.
you know, it starts. it starts with our children. It starts right at home.
With that seed.
You
Yep.
you got what, five yourself. It starts with the
Yes,
parents,
ma'am.
you know, and teaching them love and self worth and to get along with people. Not
Exactly.
not that there's haters out there. Well, yeah, but not things that's gonna have them, with
Yeah.
this look like they got like the world is against them. No, you want them to be raised to feeling that they can embrace the world, that they can take on anything,
Exactly. So they
and
can
they
be
won't
embraced.
feel. Yes, because all that look is insecurities for real. It's
That gets them
insecurities.
pushed
It's what
away
they're
from
feeling.
jobs. That get them pushed
Yes,
away from jobs, from future friends, potential friends that could have been their best friends. Like a lot of people that meet me, they think that I'm mean. Like when I'm not smiling, they think I'm just naturally mean until I start talking and smiling, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're really, really nice." And I'm like, "Wait, you thought I was a mean person?" And they're like, "Yeah, sometimes your face expression, you just look angry." And I'm like, so, I understand that. I've been told that
yeah,
a lot as well. Change my face
yeah,
expression. My mom used to slap
yeah,
me like I wouldn't even be talking, and she'd be like, "You ain't got to say nothing. It's your face expression. I'm trying to help you for the world." I was like,
yeah,
"Oh, okay, my bad." But
yes.
okay, so I have two more questions, and then we're gonna get to the hot water question. Okay,
Mm.
so so my last two questions is, what was the biggest lesson that you learned in life in general?
Hmm. That God is good. Hmm.
Amen. All the time.
That's an
Amen.
understatement. That God listens, that He hears, that He will pull you out of the deepest, darkest place. You know,
Yes, he will.
if you believe that He is there, that He has given you these superpowers to even like you're doing, watching your show. If you believe that, then you will accomplish that. And
Yes, ma'am.
anything that you believe you can accomplish
Yeah.
real, then it's like
Uh,
Black history. A lot we've been lied to for a long time. Um, you can Google things, it will be
mm-hmm.
lies. The truth is finally coming out about a lot of things. But my truth, what I do
Yeah.
know, that God is real and He's everywhere. The spirits
Yeah,
of
he
me, He's
is.
everywhere, and He hears and He listens. And I'm gonna share this with you.
Okay.
I went to board and I had got denied. Okay, they told me come back in 3 years. I'm like, what? It was my initial, and usually nobody go home with an initial. There were lifers outside the boardroom waiting for me. I come out and they say, "Oh, don't worry about it, Mary. You would get a date when you go back." Matter of fact, it wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
3 years. It was 5 years. They rolled me over for 5 years. So come back in 5 years. 5 more years? Dang it. My children will be 5 more years old. But not only that, oh my
Yeah.
God. I went back and I called my family with the news, and you could just hear the grief, especially in Auntie Tracy's voice, and not wanting to tell everybody. And
Yeah.
I said, don't worry. I'm going to fight it. I promise I'm coming home. That belief, I said, I promise I'm coming home. I'm going to tell you, I won my writ. I appealed and I won. And don't, at the time, that was impossible, especially
Yeah.
a lifer going home. I might have been the only one, period, ever, even to this day, that has won an appeal on an initial hearing, initial parole, not even my minimum. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what I'm getting at, though, uh, it was God. I,
Yeah.
after the appeal, it went to the Superior Court and they denied it.
Mm-hmm.
It came back, and I was sitting at work one evening in the watch office, Meechi, and I'm going to send it to the next level. I was studying law, and I wrote what they call a prayer for relief. At the time, I didn't know I was doing a prayer of relief. I was just writing a letter to the judge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After I wrote the letter, I prayed, and then I started crying, like tears dropping on the letter as I'm writing to the judge for release, saying I've done everything legally to deserve a date. And here, the board,
Exactly.
they got my life. They can keep me. The women have been there 30 and 40 years that was telling me, "Oh, girl, you'll go home in 5 more years, Mary. You good." Ah, I said, "How do you
Don't
know
nobody
that?"
will hear that.
Yes, but my thing was, I feel like that's why they had been there that long is because they never fought first and
They
foremost.
never fought.
I said, I'm going to fight for mine. Once I won mine, and people were like, Mary, will you help me with my writ? Mary, but my thing is, I know it wasn't me that won my writ. It was God, okay? When I was in that watch office and I prayed, and I'm talking about, I prayed, I started crying because grandma was sick, losing my grandmother, and just everything that was going on. And I felt like, damn, I'm never going to go home. These life is, and all of a sudden, let me see, I clear. I got chills from this, like,
Is my phone freezing? Uh-oh.
so I
Hold on.
felt
Can you hear me? I think it's freezing.
back to the court to the next level. I'm going to tell you, 2 weeks later, what happened? 2 weeks later, I 2 weeks later, girl, I get called to the program office. I go, oh, I open the mail.
Oh no, this is the good part. You open the mail. What happened? Hold on, cousin. You breaking it? No, 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 not in the juicy part. Oh, it's freezing, guys. It's freezing. Hopefully she comes back in. This is the great part. This is getting close to the release date, guys. Hold on. No, no, no. Oh, I think it froze. And I just had one more question and then a hot topic. Not a hot topic because I don't want to get sued by Wendy Williams. Hot water question. So let me go ahead and try to fix this, guys. Sorry for the interlude. Thank you for everybody that's been watching. Okay. So then, let's see. How do I do this again? Um, there we go. Oh, cousin, come back. Watch this video live unless you. Oh no, wrong person. Okay, hold on, cousin. You gotta try to come back in. I think you gotta turn mine off and then turn it back on. Like get out of my live and then come back so it can re-add you in. If you could still hear me. Hold on. This was such a great interview, and I want to tell everybody I appreciate them for coming, for taking the time out of your day to watch my show with my special guest, Googie, aka Mary McQueen, aka Lady Keita Rock. They already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my cousin. Yes, that is. Okay, so let me see if I could bring her back on. Just a second, guys. These are our last couple of questions. Mary. Okay, good. Okay, I think you went off. Now you come back. Once you come back, I'll be able to add you again. Let's see. Add. Oh, it's already invited, so I think I have to wait. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm in traffic, but I'm listening. Thank you, cousin. I'm glad you're listening to the show. I'm glad everybody joined in and is watching. God and God only, because that shit never happens. Amen. It definitely was God. I'm glad you took the time out to listen to the show. Everybody paid attention. Hopefully we get this technical difficulty situated. I'm glad that we actually got my second guest on the show and it all worked out well. I really appreciate everybody for coming and viewing the show. I hope we continue this every day. Hopefully it lets her join back on. I'm trying to figure this out because I don't know how to really work this, guys. Just a second. I'm sorry. So where is it? Okay. There it goes. Okay, got it. So, this is so simple. I think I'm getting it, guys. Let's hopefully it goes through. Am I bringing her on or did it just click her picture? Okay, so we're waiting for our special guest to come back in. We had some technical difficulties. I have one more question and then I have a hot topic question. And once I get to the hot topic, not the hot topic question, let me quit saying that. Oh my God, I was watching Wendy Williams, y'all, my bad. Okay, so I have one more question, then we're going to get to the hot water question. And what a hot water question is the question that everybody want to know. Somebody and their mama want to ask it, and we're going to get the juicy from the gushy. So, at the end of the day, once she does join back in, let me see, how do I do this? Once she does join back in, I'm going to ask her this final question, and then I'm going to ask her the hot water question. And hopefully you guys learned something from this show. You guys learned something that you didn't know about prison. You learned something you didn't know. Like me, I learned that transgenders have been in the women prison. I thought this was something new or something that we had to approve. And I guess we don't have to approve nothing because it's already happening. Like, it's been happening. If you watched the show, you can go back and hear her say that. If not, you can go ahead and rewatch my show. I'm gonna leave it on there for as long as possible. But once again, thank you guys. Like, I kind of want to cry because you guys believed in my show. Y'all watched it. Y'all stayed tuned. We had hearts going. We had questions going. We had all type of stuff going. I really appreciate this. Hopefully we get more and more. Share. Today's topic was a topic of a lifer, which once again is my big cousin, Googie, but the rest of the world knows her as Mary McQueen, a.k.a. in her hood knows her as Lady Keita Rock. Bam. So, with that being said, hopefully, let me see, bring them on. I'm trying to bring her on. Okay, if it doesn't happen in 5 minutes, then we might just end this show today. Today was a very good show. She did answer several questions. I'm just so glad that she was on here as a guest. This was amazing. Today was a really, really, really great show. If we don't get to the hot water question, check out my podcast. Okay, so her battery did die. Hopefully she's able to join again. Let me just write her. Sorry about that interlude, guys. Sorry about that interlude. We had I had to write my guest to figure out if she's going to come back and do the last question and the hot water question. For those of you that have missed it, she was on here speaking very true and real insight about CDC, which is where she was located at California Correctional Facility or Correctional. I'll let her tell you again, but she definitely was, or Chowchilla, I believe. She definitely was located there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find her name to bring her back on. I don't got my glasses on. Okay. Here we go. Bring her on camera. No answer. Oh, got it. Hold on. No answer. Okay, so it should just be 1 second. If you guys hold on with me for the next 2 to 3 minutes, you know, once your phone dies, you got to put on the charger and you got to let it turn back on before you get to working it. So that's what we're going through right now with technical difficulties, but I'll go over some of the questions that I asked her. And for those of you that were here, you were able to see it. For those of you that were not, you can go ahead and go back and play the video all over again. I also have a podcast, and I will be starting starting every episode that I record. I will be recording it on the podcast and sending those out. You guys can go in there and like it. If you don't like watching videos or you don't want to see us on a video live, and you just want to hear our voiceovers, then you can go ahead and listen to the podcast on there. So let me see. I think no answer. So her phone technically might be dead, but these are some of the questions that I asked. I asked her, for anybody that want to go back and review it again, I asked her what was it like growing up. She gave us very detailed story on that. I also asked what was the final straw that got you placed in prison, facing life. As she stated, there was no final straw. She was with the shit from day one, and she was already about that life. She knew what she was getting ready to. Y'all just gotta, it's so good. Y'all gotta go ahead and rewind this, watch it again. I asked her, was she scared of sentencing? And I'm not even gonna tell y'all the answer. Y'all go ahead and watch the show. I can't give up the answers, or y'all not gonna watch the show. So, you know, I asked her, was she scared of sentences? I also asked her, you know, if she ever felt alone in jail, you know, because shit, people feel alone sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she's back. I'm going to let her finish her last question, guys. Let's do this. Here we're adding our special guest back, my cousin Googie. Once again, to you guys, she's Mary McQueen. And to the homies from the hood, Lady Key Rock. So, it should be joining in shortly, and we will finish these last questions up and go from there. Let me see my last question. It says connecting, guys. Just give us 1 second, and this will be the last. The last. Dad, can you hear me? Are you leaving? Hello. Oh, are you leaving? You about to leave? Or you got 5 more minutes? We got one more question and a hot, or I could just skip straight to the hot water question if you gotta go. Looking like little Jessica and Dayton.
Looking like your mom.
Huh?
You see me?
Yeah, we can see you. Okay. Welcome back to Hot Water with Meechi. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We are back and we are full in effect in this I'm gonna be introducing you. And this is Hot Water with Meechi. We got a very special guest on here. We got a very special guest on here once again, Googie, my cousin, also known to you guys as Mary McQueen, also known to the homies as Lady Key Rock. She's joining us. She was facing life, and she is now a free woman, and completely changed her life around, doing amazing, positive things. At the end, I'll let her explain what those are because I don't want to give it away. I just have one more question and then a hot water question, and I'll let you go ahead.
Wow, I love that. Goes for a hot water.
In the world want to know. Okay, so for my last question, since you've been free and doing so many
Hello, you think? Oh no.
Huh? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
There.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So my last question to you is, since you've been free, you've been doing so many amazing things to help others and to change stuff around in the world. To me, I feel like you're changing stuff around in the world. If it's worded wrong, I apologize, but I feel like you're doing an amazing job. I feel like you're doing positive things. And the question to me is, you have an organization called Lifer to Lifer. And I want you to go ahead and explain to the world, what is that about? What does it do? You know, what do you need to do to get into it? Because you got out of prison and this is you. So go ahead, baby, give it to them.
Okay. Lifer to Lifer. Well, Lifer to Lifer, the name came about. husband. That was God.
Uh-oh.
My life. He's been directed my steps. He's been. I mean, it's no way I would have thought. Just say 5 years from now. I mean, ago when I was sitting in prison, that I would thought that not only would I have won my freedom that he won for me, but that I'd be married to a man at that, you know, and a good man, God-fearing man, and one that was a lifer.
As well.
Oh my God, girl, I met him, and people would think that I met him because of what I do, helping lifers, facilitating lifer meetings at Pomona Adult Pro or whatever. But because I'm a peer reentry navigator, certified by CDC. Oh no!
Amen.
I was at work one day, and my husband came into my job, and he was hungry. He had just got off work. He was on parole like I was back then, and we were in a different city. He lived across the street from where I worked.
Ooh.
And he came in hungry, and I'm giving him some samples and feeding him or whatever, giving him some samples, and he's flirting like, "Can you cook for me?" And I thought it was cute, you know. And I said, "Yeah." He said he lived across the street. I said, "Yeah, I'll cook for you. I love to cook, you know, because you know me and my mother. That's all we used to do.
I see. I've been checking you out.
Food and stuff." And so, and in prison, everybody knew I was cook. Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's how I met my husband. And then anyway, the next day, I lost the keys to my car, and I didn't know anybody. And then I remembered, I said, "Oh, I know. I met somebody yesterday," and I dug in my purse for the number, and I called him, and he came. And then that day, we went to eat a few blocks away, and I was sitting across from him, wondering how was I going to tell this man that I had been in prison, I was a lifer, and just as he opens up and say, "Hey, have you ever been on the inside?" I'm like, and I get a little embarrassed because I think I look like I've been in prison because of the tattoos.
You do not.
But
you do not at all.
He said, "Oh, no." He said, "I've been in prison." Girl, he said, "I've been in prison." I said, "You?" And he said, "I was a lifer."
Oh.
I swear to God. And then I said, wait a minute. How does something like that happen?
God.
How does something like that happen?
God.
Seriously. People don't. Well, not only was he in prison, at his age, I wouldn't have never thought that my husband ever been in prison.
Exactly.
I'm thinking, sitting across with him, how am I going to tell him I was in prison? And then he say for life, and then he say, because only lifers, we have to go to a halfway house for 6 months. Then he say for life, and that he had just got out of the halfway house and got his apartment, and I had too. I just got out the halfway house. Well, I've been out for a little while because I've been in my apartment at like a year. But I got out about 6 months before him. But that was like a miracle.
That was a blessing.
That was
you guys needed each other, and God, everything happens for a reason. He came in there for some samples for a reason. Girl, married the meal. That's right, boo. Okay.
So so that's how that happened. That's how Lifer to Lifer came about. I met my husband, and we were lifer to lifer. I mean, we live a life because lifers know a lot of us. We all live a life.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us. And I can't explain that to you, but they know.
Yeah, they know.
You know, and people that've been in prison.
Exactly.
Know why we say that. But and so we understand each other. We live a life. We clean. We might have some little pet peeves. We know how to live, you know, and we can live with anybody, but we know how to live, and we live peaceful and without the drama.
Yeah.
you know, and just a lot of little things, but only, you know. And so, and he supports me. He's not as active as I am in the lifer
Yeah.
community and with things that I'm trying to do, which is understandable. He retired before he went to prison, and now he came home working, and he's really
Yeah.
retired
Yeah.
now. And so, but he supports me, and
Amen.
he he's the backbone behind everything because he gives me insight and you know, and so that's how Life for the Lifer came about. But I'm still working to incorporate
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to actually have employed lifers helping this vision that I'm trying to carry out with the juveniles,
Uh-huh.
et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, I love that.
So yeah.
For those of you in my audience that just joined in, she was speaking on her organization, Life for the Lifer. They go to juveniles and speak with juveniles. They do several great things. At the end of this, if you want, I will tag your name so people can go ahead and, it's up to you if you want. There may be some people that want to write you personal and send you a message like, hey, I know someone that's in prison. What is my next step? They may be scared to talk to you on here, but I tagged you in the video. So it should also be on your page. So if you guys have any questions or anything that you personally want to ask her, her name, once again, I stated in the beginning, is Mary McQueen. Also, now this is time for the hot water question. You ready?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So
Go
this is one
ahead.
of the questions that people in the world, like regular people that never been to jail, that has no ideas, it's always something people want to know. So I got to get to the water. You ready? Someone
Yes.
turn the stove on.
Hot
Hot
water without the
water,
cornbread.
baby. Yes,
Okay.
boo. Okay, so the hot water question that everybody wants to know is, I know you stated you have a husband, but you also had a life in prison and before prison. So during prison, everybody want to know, because you fly, cousin. Was the bitches trying to get with you? What I'm saying? Because what happened back there? You understand?
What's the
Was
who?
the
Wait a minute. You said was who trying to get?
women trying to get with you?
Okay.
I apologize. I blank out sometimes. Were the women trying to get with you because you real fly and stuff?
Okay.
Hot water.
Oh. Um. Well, of course they was doing that before I went to
Well,
prison.
yeah, you do.
So, um. well, you are too beautiful.
Yeah.
But yes. Um. Yes, they were trying to get at me, and I had a couple of
It always break up at the juicy stuff. Hold on, guys.
relationships with women in prison, my girlfriends. And towards the end of my stay, towards the end of my incarceration, though, that was one of the things that I was battling. Just me personally, I have nothing against it, But me
Yeah.
personally, I didn't want that life anymore. And so I was asking God to take that away from me. I believe that there are
Okay.
people that are born, born,
Yeah.
um,
With that.
feeling they're in a different body and by nature having a desire for the opposite sex. But me myself, that wasn't the case. And so for me myself, though I might have done it for other reasons,
Yeah.
being molested when I was young, I could have used that for an excuse. But actually, it wasn't an excuse because for a long time I felt, certain things about sex. That's a
Yeah.
whole different
We gonna have to read. They gonna
different
have to read your
conversation.
book,
But
cousin. Don't give it
yeah,
up to them. They got to buy the
yeah,
book.
yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some issues, but what I'm trying to say is God took that away from me because it wasn't for me and blessed me with a husband today. And today I don't have a desire for a woman, but yes, women grow up. girl, women would try to fight me over their girlfriends, even just sitting with me, and you know, and trying to just have conversation. And so you go through things like that in there, you know. Um, of course, it's all women. Women going to try to get at you.
Yeah.
So you don't go to prison because they're gonna be trying to get at you
No,
too.
they tried to get at me in regular jail. I had to call Leno. He was like, "Do you need something?" I was like, "No,
Oh
they
yeah.
giving me food. They giving me they cards to use on the phone. They giving me extra blankets. Like they just keep giving me stuff."
Dang,
What
huh?
are you doing? Because I'm such a tomboy. So you know how they put us in our suit. I always get a large because I got big shoulders, so my stuff be kind of baggy. And you know, I'm already tomboyish, so they be thinking I'm like some type of aggressive film or something, or like a stud, but a girl stud. And so they always think that my whole life.
Yeah. So
Even when
yeah,
we go to the clubs, girls always try to
giving
get
you
at me.
stuff, huh?
Yeah, girl. I'm like, okay.
Trying to get, they trying to be your sugar
They
mama,
giving me some
girl.
sugar,
Giving you stuff.
sugar.
They trying to be your sugar mama.
Ooh, yes, honey. Sugar, sugar. Well,
Hot.
yeah, guys. Uh-oh. Hello? Am I still here?
Okay, we look.
Okay,
Okay, I
my
lost
bad.
you for. Okay, yeah, you there now.
Okay, so that was it. Let's turn the stove down. That was the hot water question of the day. I really want to say thank you so much for coming on Hot Water with Meechi. This is episode 2 of season 1, and
Yes,
you are the second guest. If there is anything to the audience, if there's something that you feel I didn't ask you and you chat, other than that, I really appreciate you coming on my show, and I love you, cousin, and I'm so keep up the good work, honey, and I will love to have you come back on again as well.
yes,
Is there anything you want to say, babe?
yes.
Uh-oh, is it freezing? Can you hear me? Hello?
Okay, I hear
Okay,
you.
my bad.
Yes. No, there's nothing that I wanted to add. There's nothing that I wanted to add. I think the questions were really good, and I just want to commend
Thank you.
you. This is just your second
Yes,
show,
ma'am.
and I appreciate you having me. Um, you have me come on, and we just gotta work on this
Yeah,
technology thing so your shows can
so they can go be
be
good. Yeah.
100%.
I think I gotta get an iPhone.
Yeah, effective. Because I think you're going to go a long way. I
Thank
think you're going to go a
you.
long way, Mitch.
Thank you. This is gonna be one of my shows that they pull
Okay.
out and be like, when you first started, what did it look like? It's me and you, cousin. I'm pulling out the lifer one, and the domestic violence is going down. We finna be
Yes,
famous
yes. And see, I can talk on that. I can come on and be a guest on that
for
too. And
domestic
there's
violence.
other women I know that, yeah, of course.
See,
Oh,
we're
who
gonna
has,
have part
yes,
twos.
been
A
through
lot of
that.
my shows is gonna be part 2,
Yeah.
part 3, part 4 because I know so many people with everything. Like I'm gonna have a show with everything, and there's more than one person with each problem. So I'm gonna have a lot of part 1s, 2, and 3. So if you want to come on and talk about domestic violence, I would love to have you back.
Yes. You know what? Okay. I'm wondering if Zoom, I know they have to pay, I think you have to pay for a Zoom account, but
No, it's
we
free.
probably wouldn't have these problems with Zoom,
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
you
thinking.
know.
And then I can record it on
Yeah,
Zoom and then just play it on
yeah,
Facebook because it's harder that way. But it is free. What is it?
yeah,
It's free to do Zoom.
I
Also,
know.
I think my phone is dying, so I'm gonna end up ending this show anyway. But definitely, it's been a pleasure having you on my show. Like this is amazing. I hope everybody watch this. I hope you guys tune in. I hope you buy her book. When it does come out, we will update it on here and let you guys know where to go and find it. Also, if she starts a podcast, I hope anyone does that. Um,
Yes, and and I'll get back with you to give you the website information because what I really want is support with what we're trying to do and to help fund for these
yes,
juveniles.
ma'am.
So that's that's what I want to encourage everybody to log on to the website.
Uh-oh, it's freezing. It's freezing. Hello. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, we gonna Zoom next time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We're gonna have to figure it out, guys. Well, thank you so much, honey. I hope you have a
Okay.
great day, cousin. I love you and thank you for tuning in, guys.
All right.
Thanks
Love
for watching the
you.
show. I
Okay.
love you more. Bye,
Love you
baby.
guys. Okay. Okay. Bye.